Well, good evening, everybody. Can you hear me? Welcome to Cottonwood. Hey, I wanted to name this event after Cottonwood because I really like this town. I moved here a few years ago from Sedona, and yeah, I know. I lived there for a long time, I really did. And it just seemed that the longer I lived there, the more metaphysical it got. And all those crystal crunching, French fry eating woo-woos over there. I mean, really, you know, first, what did they do? They made McDonald's change their golden arches to teal green. Why? So that it would blend in with the Red Rocks better? But then Taco Bell goes out of business because they wouldn't get Tibetan chimes? I mean, that's just kind of odd. And I don't want to sound paranoid, but I am sure that the Sedona city government was tapping my phone. And they were tracking the websites that I was going to on my computer. And they were, well, they went to the extent of reading my aura. And that was the final straw for me. I said, you know what, John, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the sweat lodge. Hey, we got a really great show for you tonight. I just, I was going to say, you know what I really like about this town are the people. The people are so great here. You know, they're real people. And they're dealing with their everyday challenges of life, you know. On my way here tonight, I actually saw a half of a mobile home being hauled down the road. And in my neighborhood, that just means one thing: divorce. We really do. We have a great show for you tonight. First, I would just like to say I'm glad Michael Jackson died, and I'll tell you why. Well, he lied to me. Said Billie Jean was not his lover. Well, that's because she had a vagina. Look, I understand that back in those days, you know, being gay wasn't as accepted as it is today. And a lot of celebrities had to, you know, lie about their sexuality. And I understand because I'm a liar myself. As a matter of fact, as a young child, my mother encouraged me to lie in bed with Michael Jackson because we could make a lot of money. You know, my mom, she's a compulsive liar, and I can't stop her. She really believes that little white lies don't hurt anybody. Her favorite little white lie was, "We are the master race." Oh, come on, it was a white lie. I'm kind of embarrassed to tell you this, but I actually got fired from my last job for sexual harassment, of all things. I didn't think I did anything wrong. You know, I just mentioned to one of the gals at work that unlike Michael Douglas, I wasn't afraid of getting throat cancer. And they severed me like a Japanese samurai. And I don't want to sound bitter and resentful. You know, I'm trying to reframe my mind. I'm listening to my Tony Robbins tapes, you know, turning those negatives into positives. And, you know, that way when somebody asks me, what do you do for a living, I don't have to say I'm unemployed. No, I can say I'm working for a nonprofit organization. And I don't live with my mother, I'm a stay-at-home son. You know, a lot of people tell me that I look like Q from Star Trek. If he'd been raped by an alien and got pregnant, when is the baby due? You know, a lot of people ask me, how do I maintain this awesome physique? Well, it's very simple. The food bank. I mean, all they have there is bread, potatoes, old stale donuts that you have to fight old ladies and kids to get to. And I don't want to sound, you know, I mean, I'm grateful. You know, now that I'm broke, I've got to find sustenance somewhere. So I found a Christian food bank, and they are really nice there. you know? We all gather around and we hold hands and we thank the Lord for the carbs we're about to receive. And the pastor even asked us to make a special prayer for one of the congregations. A guy named Old Man Higgins was in the hospital. And then he made an announcement that unfortunately this week we don't have any meat or eggs. So I went back the following week and we all held hands and we thanked the Lord. And the pastor said, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The bad news is Old Man Higgins passed away. The good news is this week we have meat. The cannibal jokes don't go over very well. You know what I really miss the most about being unemployed is being able to afford to go out to a fancy dinner. And in Hawaii they have this fish called mahi-mahi. The fish's so nice they named it twice. And I love mahi-mahi. I mean, literally. Because at my age, a really good meal is just as gratifying as sex. And mahi-mahi is like the culinary equivalent of dating twins. In Hawaii, they prepare the mahi-mahi wrapped in bacon. Yes, it's the best three-way I've ever had. The bacon's kind of like the edible underpants of the mahi-mahi. Maybe that's why they called it the mahi-mahi poo-poo platter. I like that joke. You can't get everything you want, but if you've got your health, you got everything, right? You know, I was reading that doctors in Australia have successfully separated Siamese twins that were conjoined at the head. This is a medical miracle because the doctor said that the twins shared blood vessels, part of their brain, even a bottle of Head and Shoulders. Okay. My doctor's, she's been giving me a hard time. She's been trying to get me to quit smoking. And I told her, I said, you know me for a long time. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. Tobacco's the only vice that I have left, and I'm just not ready to give it up. Well, she said, then I'm going to have to ask you to stop masturbating. I said, why? She said, well, it's really hard talking to you while you're doing that. You know, the downside of masturbation is the loneliness. The upside is you don't have to look your best. I'm just saying, I have a really tough time with relationships. I'm horrible at them, and I always screw it up. My last girlfriend, she just asked me a very simple question, you know. She said, does this dress make me look fat? I said, no. Vision does. So she dumped me. At the Home Depot, she bought a stud finder and she was gone. And I miss her so much. She was a fantastic lover. Ask any of my friends. Yeah. The thing that really broke my heart is I caught her in bed with my best friend. And I really love that dog. Oh, it's okay. Cottonwood's a very small town, so you don't really lose your girlfriend, you just lose your turn. But I'm trying to get back in the saddle. You know, I went to one of those internet dating websites called Are You Interested? And I said yes. I even bought a box of chocolates. I went over to her house, and Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator jumps up. I'm like, Chris, she told me she was 21. I ended up beating the rat because she was dyslexic. Thank you.